Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to some Smite Monday. This is Nathbot. Nathbot is very helpful. She sits in her ult stance in base, and just does nothing for most of the game. As you can see, we're all level 20, except Guan, who's level 19. She's not.
The heat bears down upon you. No, robot.
Now, you may realize that I'm playing someone new. I am playing Sylvanus. He is the newest god. He is a Roman guardian, and he is ridiculously good as support. You can also potentially play him as solo, but I don't think he really shines in that position as he does as support. Although, don't get me wrong, he could do solo, I believe, just because of the nature of his abilities. He can sustain himself in lane without really exposing himself to danger. However, a lot of solos you want to be able to rotate in to help mid when it's necessary. You know, it's the solo YOLO dolo. You're by yourself for, like, I don't know, the first 20 minutes of the game or 25 or something. You very rarely leave your lane. You just farm and focus on getting to carry mode to get in level 20 as fast as possible. Sylvanus can do pretty good. And let me explain why. Right now, there are no more towers, but I wanted to show you guys this. But again, there are no more towers. Now, the fire giant is about a tower length away. As you can see, I can attack him. Now, he's not gonna die because I'm not actually attacking him. Like, he doesn't count this. He doesn't care. So FG is not, he doesn't give a shit. Also, FG, Fire Giant has a throne that he never uses. He just literally never fucks with it, which is silly. I think this is supposed to be Surtur. I can't remember though. I'm just gonna ignore that. I really don't care what's happening with my team. I don't care about these fights at all. They're kind of stupid. But I'm gonna go up here and show you guys a couple of his strong points. Now, number one, his one ability is quite versatile. If you hit an enemy with it, it roots them for 2 seconds, and it does damage. Just instantly. So it's 80, 100, 120, 140, 160 with a 12-second cooldown. The cost is 60 up to 80 mana. However, when the pod blooms, it will give you MP5. It gives you mana sustain. It gives you 6, 10, 14, 18, 20. Also, if an enemy attacks this and if they're in range, it'll explode and it'll reduce their protections. Meaning that if a melee god is fighting you, you know, like a Tyr or a Guan Yu or Fenrir, Kali, you know, anything like that. If they're attacking you, you can fight in the realm of your flower. And if they hit the flower, which you should be able to guide them to do, they'll take a protections debuff, which you can then utilize to do more damage. So it makes fighting in his flower a little bit risky. Not so much if you're a ranged god, of course, because then you'll be outside of the range of the flower's explosion. But still, the fact remains. Now, I'm going to show you guys this. This is another thing that's ridiculous. See, I'm outside the range of the Phoenix. Scoot a little closer. A little closer. There we go. I'm outside of the range of the Phoenix. Still attacking it. Still killing it. It's not doing anything. It doesn't care. Thor kind of cares. Who cares about it? Yeah, get out of here. So, again. Oh, God! Alright, the enemy team does indeed care that I'm doing this, though, so. I have been able to show you guys what I wanted to show you. Oh, my God. Hercules, did you just throw your boulder at nothing? Hercules! Get pooped on. So bad. Not very smart. You're just not very smart. Stick around. Now his 2 is a heal that also does damage over time to enemies. It's an AoE, so everything in range gets hit. It's an AoE based around yourself. So you have to put yourself into the position if you want to really utilize it.
Stick around.
See, like that? It'll heal everyone or damage every enemy around you. Okay, I missed. His 3 is also a grab. Which I may not actually be able to show you, his 3, because we're about to win. His ultimate is a knock-up. It also does damage over time. His 3 is a grab. It also stuns. And now we're about to win. Oh, well, whatever. I'm just gonna win. I don't care. So, oh, shoot. Give me another second, and I'll show you the rest of the cool things that Sylvanus is capable of doing. Just 1 second, guys. Oh yeah. Okay, welcome back. So, I'm gonna go ahead and show you a couple of things. Sylvanus, again, I don't know. I mean, you can choose what you want. How do you want to play him? I'm gonna show you a couple of different things. I mean, as support, you would know generally what to grab on him. Sovereignty, Midas boots. You start with Watcher's Gift. You don't really need this Stone of Gaia, I'm going to be perfectly honest. Breastplate of Valor is a really good pickup on him because he does have a problem with cooldowns. Kind of. Actually, yeah, he has a problem with cooldowns. So you're going to need some sort of CDR. Breastplate of Valor is good if you're going to be a tank. I'm going to show you the damage just because I can. So let's go ahead and we'll get a Cronus pendant.
Sticks and stones.
We'll go ahead and get this. We'll get these boots. We'll get he does really well with the Telkon's ring. I think he also does really well with the demonic grip in there too. And then we'll throw something else. What another magic power thing? I guess Gem of Isolation would work. Maybe. Not Gem of Isolation. It might be good to get him the to get him the Rod of Asclepius, possibly even a Void Stone, because he's a lot of the times he's up in people's faces. So, or you could also give him something like a Divine Ruin. Divine Ruin's really good on him because he has damage over time, so that means it continues to tick. So you'll reduce people's healing by a significant margin. So let's look at Divine. Well, D09 is not how you spell Divine at all. So Divine Ruin, we can go ahead and grab that real quick.
Isn't it nice?
That's fine. So basically, I mean, he's pretty much ridiculous. He can, again, like I said before, he can attack towers outside of their range, so they can't really do much about it. So if left uncontested, there's plenty of places around the map where you can just be in the jungle and throw stuff at towers and just, like, knock them down. Like, you can just tap them down. That's all there is to it. In lane, he's pretty safe as a Guardian because, I mean, look at this range. He can just throw and damage minions while staying back here and being safe with his ADC, with the hunter he's supposed to guard. Now, if anything happens, again, imagine that this is your tower. Boom. You throw down a flower. At the very beginning, you'll throw this down, like, immediately. Why? Because you'll have an MP Aura. So now you can go back to your tower whenever you're in danger, and you can sustain up. So if you're playing solo, what you can do is go out there, smack the enemy around a bit. You've got range, which means you're really good against warriors, and you're going to be pretty good against mages too because they have clear abilities, but so do you. You have your dot, so you can walk out. You'll take a little bit of poke, doesn't matter. Walk out like this, da-da-da-da-da-da. You'll heal your lane up a little bit. You'll damage the enemy lane. You'll walk away. You'll hide in your tower with your flower. If any of your minions die and the enemy minions are advancing, just throw balls at them. So as a solo, I don't think he does a lot of damage, but good God is his laning phase safe. It seems like it'd be next to impossible to force him out into an uncomfortable position, because why would you want to leave your tower? There's really no reason to. Granted, your early game will suffer because his damage is so very low that it's very difficult. But even though your laning phase suffers a little bit, you're not really going to get pushed out. I mean, because you can, since you cause knockback like this, you can keep the minions out of your tower, and you can stay far enough back that the enemy mage isn't really going to be able to hit you, because at max range, again, you can hit a tower without being in range of the tower, which means, I mean, how's the enemy, an enemy mage won't be able to get close to you? They just won't. Pretty much no one will. Like, look at this range.
Bathe in the glow.
Plus, on top of that, if they get too gutsy, when they attack you, they have a 20% chance to be rooted. That's your passive. That means if you're watching and you're waiting for it, watch. Well, I'll show you. If you're waiting for it,
Bathe in the glow.
boom, you can grab him the second that it happens. You can root him again. If you're in your tower, they're going to be taking tower damage as well. And I mean, if you combo it and you hit your, I mean, let's combo it like this. You do your 3, grab, you're 1, then you die, then you're over. You're done. Now granted, this is against a Raw with no items. He doesn't do a ton of damage, but he's just, I mean, if you haven't killed him, on top of the tower damage you're gonna be taking, if you haven't killed him, you're gonna be dang close. I'm sorry, you're gonna be ridiculously close. They're gonna be forced to back off. I mean, and if you have a jungle around when this kind of thing happens and you want to just kind of coincide with your jungle, all you have to do is be like, all right, aha, you've been rooted, and then grab them. Your jungle jumps in. I mean, that's it. That's all she wrote. Stop. You're dead. I'm sorry, but he's Sylvanus. Well, I'm not sorry. I mean, Sylvanus is good. So expect some nerfs. I'm going to be straight with you. Expect his attack range to be nerfed like fuck. Like, that's going to happen. His attack range is not going to stay this far. It's too stupid. His AoE, his circle may be nerfed a little bit. I'm expecting his AoE range to be nerfed so that it doesn't hit like this. It's probably not going to hit like that. It's going to happen. I mean, how could it not? He does way too much damage as it is. He hits too many things. He's too safe. That's the problem. He's just too safe. He doesn't have to leave for any reason. He doesn't have to go back to his base unless he absolutely wants to. Like, that's all there is to it. As a support, he can stay back and just help your ADC. If your ADC is comfortable with playing safe and just waiting and getting to the late game. I mean, anytime you have the option of setting your teammates up for great kills, you throw a root. They are rooted. Once they are rooted, they're not moving. You free them. Then you drag them to you. Then you can ult them. Knock them up in the air. Meanwhile, your ADC is just going to town having fun. Just shooting them in the face. I mean, and the second that you, like, again, this is the combo. It's very easy to land, too. All you have to do is one of two things. Either they hit you and they trigger your effect, which is successful basic attacks have a 25% chance to root for 1 second. It may only happen once every 12 seconds. See, root for 1 second. That means if you're paying attention and you're watching it happen and you know that it's going to happen because they're hitting you, I mean, you can act on it. At the very least, it's gonna throw them out because it's interrupting. That's just what's gonna do. I keep hearing like a little weird beep and I don't know what it is. But here's the combo. This is the golden combo. 1, 3, 2, oh. And just slap him a little bit. And again, I had Divine Ruin, so Ra can't heal very well. His healing is reduced. You give him a if you combo him with an Artemis, she can drop a trap and then cripple them which means they're gonna have to stand there and just take this damage right to the face. Now, if you combo with Artemis and you root them, then you grab them. While the enemy is at your feet, she can trap them. You wait. You do your 2. Then, when the trap wears off, you can knock them up with your ultimate. It's a really good CC chain. It works a little bit with Rama too, because if you drag them in, he can dive into them and then cripple them, so they can't escape. With Apollo, he can serenade them so that they have to stand there while you choose what to do next. Honestly, there's just a lot of things that you can do with Sylvanus. He doesn't need Blink, really. I mean, you could put Blink on Sylvanus if you wanted to have 2 different ways to initiate, because his 3 doesn't have huge range. As you can see here, it's nowhere near the length that Arachne's was. I think it's about half. But, I mean, if you wanted to get Blink, you could. I feel like Weakening Curse and that kind of thing is just really good on Sylvanus. It's because his AoE dot, if he's in range of doing that kind of thing, then he can just, I don't know, layer stuff on people pretty easily. Chasing isn't really his big strong suit. Blink would be okay. Shell would probably be really good, because then he could just drop some defense as well as healing on people. But he's very effective. And he has 2 dots, which they're pretty damn good. Which means he'll be able to counter people that can, get out of dodge. Like Rama trying to use his ultimate to get out of the way. Nah, it's not going to work, because if you got hit by his 2 or his ult, or both of them, if you get hit by Wisps, or I think it's Wrath of Terra, yeah. If you get hit by Wisps or Wrath of Terra, you're taking dot. At level 5, you're taking 100 damage plus, what is that? Like 20%? 25%? Yeah. 25%. So that's 226 damage every second for 5 seconds. Really? That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. What was that? Is that 1,000 damage? It is. It's 1,000 damage. So, yeah, there's that. Over 5 seconds. So, it's very hard to survive that, because most mages, that's going to be a huge fucking chunk of their life. It's going to be like the majority of their life just gone. Couple that with Wisps, and they're taking, what is that, 30 damage plus 50, 80 damage on top of that. I mean, really? Let me look at this.
No, robot.
Let's just see how much damage that does if I don't even attack him. Hey, look at his health. That's just from that. Like, that's ridiculous. That's so much damage. Wow, so Blink on Grover may actually be really, really good, just because you can blink in, knock up, and then that's the big interrupt. Instead of a stun, it's an actual knock up. Like, that's really good. Alright, so blinking with him is actually really, really good. And then he can continue the initiate. He can continue his attack by freeing anyone who tries to run away. So Blink Grover, probably going to be really good Grover. Sorry, Sylvanus. Grover is the name of the tree, which I like Grover, I don't know why. But that's it. Again, Sylvanus, really, really powerful. As a Guardian, he's really good. He can heal to help sustain his ADC. He can heal to help himself. He'd be pretty good as solo. I don't think he's going to be very good as a mid, but, I mean, you could arguably play him as mid. I don't think so. He doesn't rotate very well. He has nothing to help him rotate. Like, one of the really big strengths of Raw, like, I think you've got really two different types of mids. The really powerful ones are the ones that can rotate very quickly. This is the reason why Poseidon was so damn good for so long before they nerfed his movement speed, is because he could just get from A to B instantly. It's one of the reasons that Ra is considered a really good mid as well. Is because with his movement speed, if he's stacked with speed of light, he can rotate to either of the lanes that are in trouble very quickly. Pop and sprint along the way, and you have a pretty big advantage. So, and that's another reason why Giannis is so damn good. It's because he can rotate so damn well, and he can rotate multiple people with him, which is just fucking ridiculous. But Sylvanus, I mean, you could arguably play him as mid, just to have the safest damn mid game in the world. Because again, you just throw your flower down, and then whenever you want to attack minions, you just go out like that, and you just turn around and walk away. And then you just sit on your tower and recover all the mana that you spent way before the next wave shows up. And you just chill. And you're just like, yeah, I'm Sylvanus. I don't care. If you make it back to your tower, you're fine. Because you can just heal yourself. And you can just continually heal yourself while recovering mana. Look, my mana is fully back before the heal is even off cooldown. Like, what? Give me an Asclepius too, and I'm stupid. Oh, of course, that's with getting a Cronus Pendant, but honestly, you're going to want CDR pretty early on. So get a Cronus Pendant like second or third item or something. It's going to be pretty good. I guess you could play him as mid. He really doesn't shine as mid. He really shines as a support. I mean, he obviously shines as a support. But he's going to be too damn strong. I expect him to be banned out. As soon as he's no longer auto-banned, I don't think you'll ever see him in a game just because he's too fucking good. Like, until the nerfs come out and they are incoming, expect the range on this to be nerfed. Expect the range on his AoE to probably also be nerfed. Maybe the damage on his ults, maybe not. Cooldown on his 3 is ridiculous. Starting out, it starts at a cooldown of like 32 seconds and then works its way down to, I believe, well, let me go ahead and get rid of this fucking CDR item and I can show you guys exactly what it is. There we go. So his cooldown starts at, oh yeah, 30, 27, 24, 21, 18. So it works its way down to 18. It's by far the longest cooldown that's not on an ult. Really large cooldown. Wisps start out at an 18-second cooldown. It may be worthwhile to max this first. I'm not really sure, to be perfectly honest. It may be worthwhile not to really touch Wrath of Terra very much early on. But every level gives you 50 additional damage, basically. Yeah, every level stacks on about 50 extra damage overall. So it may be worthwhile not to touch Wrath of Terra in order to get Verdant Growth and Wisps leveled up. Nature's Grasp will probably be the last one. But I'm not sure. Yeah, because the way his cooldowns work and the way his level ups work, everything is really interesting. You've got your cooldowns go down as you level this up, so that means you'll want to prioritize that because it's a heal and damage. By the same token, the cooldowns go down way down in Nature's Grasp as you level it up. Almost half cooldown reduction by the time you max the level up, and it's your grab, so it's really good as long as you hit it. Range 60 foot. Is that true? Is that a 60?
Get him, Grover!
Oh, I guess it just doesn't seem that long. Oh, whatever. Verdant Growth, as you level it up, your MP5 increases, as well as damage, as well as protections reduced. But you may want to level this up last just because the root duration is 2 seconds static. Maybe put 2 levels into this and you're good. I mean, 2 levels and you're already halfway to the max, to the cap, which is 20. So 10 instead of 20. It's not going to be as fast, but it's still going to be pretty good. But it's up to you guys. I mean, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, if you want to have super sustain, you'll level the 1 and the 2 up. Probably level the 2 first and then the 1. Or maybe the 1 first and then the 2, so that you can just... I mean, it really depends on the playstyle. If you really want... If you have a really mana hungry... if you have an incredibly mana hungry ADC, you'll want to level the 1 up first. For instance, if your ADC is old, then this would be really good for him because he doesn't have to worry about spamming his abilities. He can just do it whenever he wants. He can spam the fuck out of his abilities because he can stand in this aura and just get his mana back under his tower. If you have a Shibalanke, he can, again, spam his abilities and not have to worry about it. So, Sylvanus, just because of that ability alone, is already really good. Couple him with a heal, couple him with a pretty decent, a very high damage, ult, along with a grab. He's just, his utility is ridiculous. His AoE ranged attacks. I mean, Sylvanus is powerful. He's strong as hell. He's really fun. He's really interesting. He's really unique. But I think it's because he's also very powerful. This is the reason why you don't see nearly as many very unique gods. Number 1, it's very hard to come up with a unique character like this. Number 2, it is absurdly hard to balance them. Like, it's just ridiculous. That's the reason why Arachne had to be just nerfed. and then reworked entirely. She was unique, yes, but her kit was too damn strong for an assassin. So it was either keep her an assassin or turn her into a warrior. And so they did what they felt they had to do because she was unique, but she was too strong. Sylvanus, I think, is going to be the same way. They learned a little bit by making him a guardian, so his stats aren't as insane as an assassin's are, but I'm not sure, guys. I mean, this is going to be really, really strong. But that's it. So go ahead, give me your thoughts on Sylvanus. Tell me what you think. Do you love him? Do you hate him? I love him. I think he's really, really good, but I also think he's absurdly strong.
Up you go.
Perhaps too strong. I think he's going to be very, very difficult to deal with. I think he's going to be top pick, top ban material. When he finally makes his way out of the auto banning phase, I think you're going to see him banned forever. I don't think people are going to want him on the field because he's just too damn good. Also, it may be worth getting a mystical mail on him just because he has so many dots. You just, why not add another one, you know? Actually, what would this do for him, I wonder? I'm going to see. I can grab you real quick. See
Yeah,
if it
just
does
grow
something
up.
great. Wow, that's a lot of numbers, guys.
Unstoppable.
It would have been really good if my ult was up too. That would have been a whole lot of dot just right there. Anyway, that's it. So that's it for now, guys. I really, really like him. Sylvanus is really good. Stick around. The next episode is going to be on some of the skins and some of the other things that are coming out with this patch. This video was a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but it was kind of an in-depth look at Sylvanus. Love him or hate him, let me know in the comment section below. This is Sage, guys, and as always, peace.